The U.S. Department of Defense has been looking for a replacement for the iconic and battle-tested Blackhawk for over a decade, and it appears as though it has finally found it in the form of the Bell V-280 Valor. This state-of-the-art tiltrotor aircraft aims to become the first joint multi-role technology demonstrator aircraft of the Future Vertical Lift program. Compared with the Blackhawk, the V-280 has twice its speed and range, providing a higher fuel efficiency that reduces logistical and security footprints. Moreover, the Valor was designed to excel at long-range assaults, swiftly delivering or extracting 14 troops into hot zones or taking wounded personnel to safety with its MEDEVAC role. And to top it off, the aircraft is powered by Rolls-Royce's AE1107F engines, the company's latest innovation that guarantees the V-280 can accomplish all of its objectives with unprecedented speeds and maneuvers, surpassing the Blackhawk and the Osprey, while attempting to come out of high-risk scenarios without a single scratch. Future Vertical Lift is a U.S. Department of Defense plan that seeks to develop a family of military helicopters for all the United States Armed Forces branches. The objective is to develop 5 different aircraft that will vary in size to replace the CH-47 Chinook, UH-60 Blackhawk, AH-64 Apache, and OH-58 Kiowa. All 5 aircraft share standard hardware, including engines, countermeasures, avionics, and sensors. The Department of Defense first envisioned a family of state-of-the-art helicopters in the aftermath of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. Studies conducted in several military operations concluded that the rotorcraft fleet was wearing out faster than expected due to constant flight operations in the Middle East. In 2009, the Secretary of Defense presented an initiative to focus all vertical lift technology development on a Joint Multi-Role, or JMR, helicopter program. 2 years later, the Future Vertical Lift Strategic Plan was outlined to establish the development of the next-generation vertical lift aircraft that would become part of all branches. The plan indicated that the helicopter fleet would be completely replaced in 25 to 40 years. As of today, the Future Vertical Lift program contemplates 5 different joint multi-role helicopter configurations. The JMR Light will replace the OH-58 Kiowa. The JMR Medium will replace the Blackhawk and Apache. The JMR Heavy will replace the Chinook, and the JMR Ultra will replace the C-130J Hercules. The JMR Medium Light aircraft has not been specified yet. Although the requirements constantly changed, the DoD established that each JMR aircraft concept had to be able to reach speeds of around 260 miles per hour, operate in altitudes of around 6,000 feet and 35 degrees Celsius, and have an unrefueled range of 530 miles. The DoD also made it clear that each JMR design had to excel in missions that involved medical evacuation, humanitarian assistance, cargo transport, special warfare support, submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare, search and rescue operations, and other types of procedures. The Army asked for proposals in March of 2013, and some of the designs submitted were unveiled at the Army Aviation Association of America's annual Professional Forum and Exposition. In June, Bell Helicopter announced that its V-280 Valor design had been chosen by the Army for the Joint Multi-Role Technology Demonstrator Phase, the prelude to the Future Vertical Lift aircraft. Bell then announced that it would partner with other agencies to develop weapons, sensors, avionics, and other technologies for its design. Soon, Bell's subcontractor, Spirit Aerosystems, announced that it began assembling the prototype's fuselage, which was delivered in September of 2015. The Valor flew for the first time in 2017 with outstanding results. The V-280 has a similar design to the Osprey. However, the engines remain in place while the rotors and drive shafts tilt. It has a V-tail configuration, retractable landing gear, and a triple redundant fly-by-wire control system. The aircraft can carry a crew of 4 and has a capacity for up to 14 soldiers or a payload of up to 8,000 pounds. In addition, it has a length of 50 feet, a width of 81 feet, and a height of 23 feet. More features, include two 6-inch wide side doors for ease of rapid ingress and egress, enhanced situational awareness and sensing technologies, and a self-deployable system. Also, the wings are made of carbon fiber, reinforced by polymer composite to reduce costs and weight. Following the Army's JMR and vertical lift program specifications, the Valor features reduced sustainment costs and an unprecedented variant commonality. Compared to the Blackhawk, it has twice the speed and range, doubling its operational reach. The V-280 Valor also eliminates the requirement for positioning operational and logistical support in the effective range of current threat precision fires. Considering this, the V-280 has higher fuel efficiency, reducing logistical and security footprint. Moreover, the Valor also expands the MEDEVAC helicopter range and coverage area by 5 times that of a current helicopter. The aircraft's unique configuration and assembly provide the agility warfighters have been asking for during the last decade, and pilots can overcome any mission with the speed and range of a turboprop aircraft and advanced agility that surpasses that of a traditional helicopter. Also, the Valor can pitch, roll, and yaw with ease when it comes to ultimate agility, providing airmen with the ultimate tool for unmatched maneuverability. Despite being a tiltrotor aircraft, the Valor has been designed to land in the same size footprint as a Blackhawk and can fit into a standard Army or Navy hangar space. Jeff Schlesser, retired Army Major General and Executive Vice President of Strategic Pursuits for Bell's Washington operations, stated in a press release that the V-280 Valor will, quote, carry a squad of Army soldiers or a squad of Marines to an assault area faster and increase the lethality compared to the V-22 Osprey, which is a larger platform and more of a utility aircraft. He also noted that the Valor and its unique features will become critical for saving lives and completing missions when delivering or extracting troops on a hot landing zone. As a veteran, Schlesser also remarked that the Valor will help troops that use the Fast Rope Insertion Extraction System, or FRIES, removing the intense heat and rotor wash of a V-22. To effectively power up the V-280 Valor, Bell joined forces with Rolls-Royce to design an optimized propulsion system for the innovative tiltrotor aircraft, competing for the Army's future long-range assault aircraft program. The Valor's propulsion system will be powered by the proven AE1107F engine, which will give the aircraft impressive power, increased range, enhanced survivability, and more importantly, an advanced infrared suppression system. The AE1107F engine is being developed around the time-tested and battle-proven AE family of engines, which has garnered over 100 million flight hours, demonstrating its effectiveness on aircraft such as the V-22 Ospreys, C-130Js, and other aircraft operated by the Marines, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Rolls-Royce has stated that, quote, AE engines share a common engine core and are about 80% common in their manufacture. The result is a powerful and reliable engine, produced cost-effectively on one engine assembly line at the Rolls-Royce facility in Indianapolis. To date, we have delivered more than 7,200 AE engines for a variety of platforms. 2 AE1107F engines will power the V-280 Valor, which will have a cruise speed of 320 miles per hour, a ferry range of over 2,400 miles, and a service ceiling of some 6,000 feet. Additionally, Rolls-Royce has stated that Valor's engines will be manufactured in the US, where the company has one of the most modern manufacturing facilities in the world. On October 6, 2022, the Army announced it was close to deciding which design would replace the UH-60 Blackhawk and introduce the second rotorcraft into American service after introducing the V-22 Osprey. Bell's V-280 Valor, or Lockheed Martin and Boeing's Defiant X, will receive the contract that will launch the development of the Army's future long-range assault aircraft program. Defense editor Steve Trimble from Aviation Week believes that, quote, the Army's choice could have profound implications for future airborne assault and medical evacuation missions. The selection also opens a new era for the U.S. rotorcraft industrial base. In the early 2000s, the U.S. Army selected the Northrop Grumman MQ-8B unmanned aerial vehicle for its Future Combat Systems program. As such, the impressive rotary-wing drone was assigned to three main types of missions: reconnaissance, attack, and resupply. The UAV can take off and land on narrow ship decks with ease, and has an autonomous launch and recovery system that allows it to operate from unprepared sites and remain close to command posts and operations centers on the battlefield. After years of helpful service conducting surveillance and hunting mines, the MQ-8B will evolve into a more advanced successor, and it won't take long to be ready for war. In the current combat landscape, fixed-wing drones are used all across the globe. Yet the complications in aerodynamics regarding unmanned helicopters have dragged their development. Helicopter drones certainly have considerable advantages against their fixed-wing counterparts. Beyond their ability to take off and land vertically, they also provide strong adaptability to the battlefield. Besides, they have small limits on location and can land on narrow sites and ships. What's more, they have ultra-low and ground-fighting capabilities and are not easy to detect or attack. Unmanned helicopters can also conduct reconnaissance and surveillance of hotspots around the clock, as there is no need to worry about the pilot or potential casualties. Their capabilities englobe a wide variety of tasks, ranging from ground attacks and air combat to missile interception and blunt suicide attacks. Plus, they provide a valuable aiming platform to guide other weapons to execute precision strikes. Back in August of 2003, the U.S. Army chose the Northrop Grumman MQ-8B unmanned aerial vehicle for its Future Combat Systems, or FCS program, aiming to provide real-time imagery, data collection, and dissemination at brigade level. Based on the Navy's highly successful RQ-8A, the MQ-8B was jointly developed by both services to maximize commonality between the variants. And compared to the first-generation RQ-8A, the MQ-8B has significantly increased capabilities. For one, its fourth rotor blade, coupled with other enhancements such as an upgraded gearbox, enlarged its payload capacity to 600 pounds. The contract for production was signed in 2004, and while the Navy's version flew for the first time in 2006, the Army's didn't fly until 2011. Due to its onboard sensor suite and laser rangefinder and designator, the MQ-8B can detect, locate, identify, track, and designate targets quickly and accurately, as well as carry out battle damage assessment. The so-called Fire Scout also retained the original main structure, engine, rotor, and an improved transmission system. And based on the application of 330 helicopters, the drone's shape was optimized to increase its speed, fuel tank, and battery life. Schweitzer supplies the airframe, which it modified and streamlined for aerodynamic purposes based on its 333 manned helicopter. Moreover, the MQ-8B can stay on station for up to 6 hours at a distance of 110 miles from launch, as it has a larger fuel capacity than its predecessor. The vehicle is 23 feet long, while its 27.5-foot diameter rotor is folded for storage and transportation. Powered by a Rolls-Royce Model 250 C-20W engine, the drone has a capacity of 313 kilowatts. Another essential feature is the drone's plug-and-play modular task load, or MMP. The basic modular mission payload configuration incorporates an electro-optical infrared, or EOIR camera, a tactical synthetic aperture radar and moving target indicator, a communications relay package, a training sensor, mine, chemical, and radiological detection, and a laser rangefinder indicator, as well as audio and data communication. On the other hand, Fire Scout has been fitted with the Northrop Grumman Airborne Surveillance and Target Acquisition Minefield Detection System, or ASTAMIDS, since 2008. System applications feature day and night reconnaissance, as well as surveillance and target acquisition, in addition to minefield detection. Equipped with multi-sensor electro-optical infrared and multispectral imaging systems, ASTAMIDS is able to detect patterned surface-emplaced or recently buried mines and randomly scattered mines. The MQ-8B performs mainly 3 types of tasks: reconnaissance, attack, and resupply. However, the drone can also function as a communications node due to its Joint Tactical Radio Systems and the Army's Warfighter Information Network Tactical, or WIN-T telecommunications system. It is usually deployed on the littoral combat ship and surface ships, as it can easily take off and land on a narrow ship deck. And because it is equipped with 5.5-foot skids, as well as a conventional autonomous launch and recovery system, the UAV can operate from unprepared sites close enough to command posts and operations centers on the battlefield. In order to obtain target information and provide intelligence support for military operations, the Fire Scout can optionally perform MMP to conduct information collection, remote monitoring, target recognition, continuous tracking, communication relay, and several other reconnaissance tasks. In contrast, for executing attacks, MMP not only provides situational awareness, precision strike support, and battle damage assessment, but it can be used to mount Hellfire air-to-ground missiles and Viper strike small open spaces through short wings. Also, the drone's fuselage is fitted with sponsons on each side for carrying pods and weapons, and is able to launch guided bombs and APKWS 70mm laser-guided rockets. Adaptable to fast-paced and high-intensity modern information warfare, while conforming to the non-contact zero-casualties principle, the MQ-8B ultimately balances reconnaissance and attack capabilities, becoming a useful asset for future combat. The MQ-8B performed considerably well with surveillance and mine hunting, but it's expected that its successor will bring unprecedented advantages. Soon, the Navy's MQ-8C Fire Scout surveillance drone will be ready for war, and it has already embarked on its first deployment, featuring a longer dwell time over targets and expanded ISR capabilities beyond the radar horizon. Operating under U.S. Southern Command from aboard the USS Milwaukee littoral combat ship, the newest variant of the successful series has already been involved in several counter-narcotics missions, identifying targets and refining data for prosecution. Larger and highly upgraded, the MQ-8C was based on the Bell 407 commercial utility rotorcraft. It also operates high-fidelity maritime sensors to hunt mines and search for enemy ships while sending back real-time video regarding threats and objects of interest outside the visual range. The B Fire Scout performed well enough, but the new C variant has more endurance and an expanded operation window of 10 to 12 hours of on-station time, along with the MQ-8 advanced software. But perhaps more remarkably, MQ-8 Fire Scout Program Manager Captain Eric Soderberg said that this version, quote, allows the system to correlate among the multiple sensors on the platform. One such example is the correlation between radar and EO/IR sensor data, notably easing the pilot's workload. Currently, the Navy is progressively phasing in the new model, first to fly alongside its predecessor, but ultimately to replace the B variant altogether. Despite being ready for several years, the upgraded MQ-8C has only recently been deployed because of its new radar system, which will further make it more capable than the MQ-8B, with the enhancement accelerating the transition from one platform to another. As Soderberg predicted, quote, there is no cliff, it is a gradual drawdown. Transitioning from B to C will happen over the next few years. Recent rumors within defense circles suggest a significant new delivery for the U.S. Army's 160th Special Operation Aviation Regiment, famously known as the Night Stalkers. Initially codenamed MEDEVAC, it appears that a secret new special ops helicopter has been in the works for years and may finally be ready for deployment. To the surprise of many, the newly designated MH-6R is already familiar, but now with a darker edge and packing brand new secrets. It was Gareth Jennings of Janes, the Defense and Security Intelligence contractor, who heard of new details regarding the MEDEVAC program and publicly shed new light on this closely watched development. For military insiders, the unveiling marks a crucial update in the saga of the Little Bird, alternatively known as the Killer Egg in certain circles. The new MH-6R is now considered part of the broader, secretive U.S. Special Operations Command's mission-enhanced Little Bird X project, aimed at advancing the capabilities of the elite aviation unit without drawing undue attention. Instead of an entirely new design, project is based on the MH-6 Little Bird, an already pivotal asset within the U.S. Army's 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment that is the essence of the specialized airborne operations conducted by the Night Stalkers. Designed for quiet precision, its fundamental mission is the discreet deployment of Special Forces operatives onto constricted spaces such as rooftops and narrow pathways. Originating from the McDonnell Douglas, previously Hughes MD-369 framework, the Little Bird and its combat-oriented counterpart, the AH-6, are tailored to transport elite commandos into the heart of the action. Initially conceived for reconnaissance missions within the Army's armored brigades, the Little Bird has since the early 1980s found its niche, serving the clandestine needs of the Special Operations community. The AH-6 Little Bird gun, a compact yet potent light attack variant, has validated its worth in numerous engagements. Furnished with an arsenal including guns, Hellfire missiles, and 2.75-inch FFAR rockets, it stands as a formidable supporter for both ground and aerial special operations. The AH-6 boasts a notable operational reach of 250 nautical miles, or 463 kilometers, propelled by its robust Allison T-63 252-horsepower engine. Engineered for agility, the unarmed version of this helicopter is distinctively equipped with external benches, capable of transporting up to 6 commandos, 3 on each flank. Meanwhile, its gunship variant, the AH-6, adopts a stealthy guise in black for nocturnal maneuvers. This compact yet powerful ally is adept at performing rapid tactical insertions and extractions, penetrating zones unreachable by its larger counterpart, the MH-60 Blackhawk, thereby reinforcing the shadowy arm of U.S. Special Operations. The Little Bird first emerged in overt combat deployment in Grenada during Operation Urgent Fury on October 25, 1983. In a strategic move veiled in secrecy, 6 MH-6 and 2 AH-6 helicopters were transported covertly to the eastern Caribbean Isle, nestled within the holds of 4 Air Force C-130s departing from Pope Air Force Base, North Carolina. These aircraft were not only armed to the teeth, they were silent custodians of a select contingent comprising a company of U.S. Army Rangers and a squadron from Delta Force, pivotal elements of the American offensive. Upon their arrival over Grenadian skies, a synchrony of bravery unfolded as other Rangers, having traversed separate paths from the U.S., parachuted onto an almost complete airstrip on the island's southwestern frontier. This critical maneuver paved the way for the C-130's landing and subsequent offload. However, the mission's fabric encountered unexpected resistance. The 2 AH-6s dispatched to decimate Fort Rupert, Grenada's main military bastion in the capital, St. George's, met with a wall of air defenses. This fierce opposition forced their hasty retreat back to the airstrip within a mere 10 minutes, a moment that would later fuel unfounded rumors of an OH-6 downing on D-Day. Subsequent plans for an MH-6-led assault on Fort Rupert by the combined Ranger and Delta forces were abruptly shelved due to the robust anti-aircraft resistance encountered. Nevertheless, the Little Birds were agilely repurposed for unanticipated yet crucial roles, including the evacuation of injured soldiers to naval medical facilities offshore and rescuing the crew of a crashed Blackhawk helicopter. Notably, these aircraft were absent from the public roster of U.S. military assets. The clandestine nature of the aviation unit was a well-guarded secret until the aftermath of the Grenada invasion, when the role of the OH-6s was unwittingly unveiled to the global community through civilian photographs and footage, shedding light on their shadowy existence. From the aftermath of Operation Urgent Fury, the landscape of military aviation and the operational paradigms of the U.S. Army's elite units have evolved significantly. The once secret existence of the Little Birds and their critical roles have paved the way for a new era of transparency and technological advancement. In the years following the Grenada invasion, the increasing public awareness and subsequent military disclosures have marked a shift from the veiled operations of the past to a more open yet strategically calculated disclosure of capabilities. This continuous innovation and adaptation context sheds light on a significant leap forward: the transition from the legacy M variant Little Birds to the next generation MELB X. This move underscores a paradigm shift in special operations aviation, where the lessons of history and the demands of future conflicts converge in the design and deployment of advanced aerial platforms. In the realm of covert aviation enhancements, Jane's Gareth Jennings has also illuminated another intriguing facet: the imminent delivery of the first among a new fleet of 52 MELB X aircraft slated for the Night Stalkers, set for 2025. The strategic advancement signifies the phasing in of the enigmatic MELB X, initially unveiled under the banner of the Future Little Bird project by the U.S. Special Operations Command in 2021. The details of the improvements and features included in the MEDEVAC upgrade are still largely undisclosed. However, the 160th Little Birds have undergone continuous refinement since the 1980s, culminating in the current Block 3 AH-MH-6M MELP models. These are distinguished by their 6-blade rotors and augmented takeoff capacities, a significant evolution from their ancestors. Furthermore, these aircraft have benefited from targeted, incremental enhancements, including advanced communication systems, expanded fuel storage, and ergonomic seating solutions. Speculation around the advent of a new iteration of the Little Bird hints at further groundbreaking advancements. Discussions have alluded to a potential monumental engine overhaul, potentially embracing a hybrid turbine-electric system. Such an innovation could dramatically elevate performance metrics and fuel efficiency. Presently, the operational velocity of the AH-MH-6s peaks at approximately 90 knots, setting the stage for transformative properties with the introduction of the MEDEVAC's cutting-edge technologies. A new supercharged version could eventually reach speeds up to 200 knots over short distances to get in and out when time matters most. Their diminutive stature and superior maneuverability will continue to grant them unique access to environments where larger aircraft dare not tread. This compactness is not merely a function of convenience, but a strategic asset, allowing them to spring from the most confined spaces into action. The adaptability of these helicopters extends beyond mere geography. Their design facilitates swift embarkation and debarkation from a variety of cargo aircraft, including variants of the C-130 Hercules. This capability ensures they can be swiftly redeployed to frontline positions, transcending traditional logistical barriers. Within minutes, these agile warriors of the sky can transition from stowed silence within the belly of a transporter to the roaring life of an operational mission, underscoring their critical role in the modern special operations arsenal. In an envisaged scenario, the advanced MEDEVAC version of the Little Bird could be key to neutralizing emergent military threats. Commanders have already likely envisioned a tense situation in a region shadowed by conflict. A covert rescue operation is imperative, following an increasingly aggressive Russian incursion beyond the borders of Ukraine. The mission would be to extract Allied operatives stranded in now hostile territory, a landscape scarred by conflict and fraught with danger. Amidst mounting urgency, MH-6R helicopters can be swiftly transported to a secure forward NATO operating base aboard a C-130 and readied for an urgent sortie. Enhanced by state-of-the-art engineering, their compact yet potent frames are ideally suited for this type of high-stakes mission, enabling them to deftly navigate rural and urban battlegrounds that larger aircraft simply cannot. Launched into the twilight, these helicopters meld cutting-edge stealth capabilities to mask the power of their upgraded engines. Tasked with a mission of utmost delicacy and danger, they would be able to penetrate deep into enemy lines, undeterred by the labyrinth of restrictions that bind conventional forces. Their advanced design minimizes their sonic footprint, rendering them shadows against the night. Precision and stealth would guide their movements as they deposit a team of elite operatives into the fray, then vanish as swiftly as they appeared, poised to re-engage at a moment's call for the critical extraction. Such a hypothetical mission showcases the strategic value of the MH-6R in contemporary conflict zones. Its rapid deployability, coupled with enhanced stealth and speed, illustrates an unmatched capability in the arsenal of modern military strategy, emphasizing its critical role in surgical operations designed to outmaneuver adversaries and safeguard lives amidst the specters of global unrest. In 2019, the United States Army initiated the Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft Program, a competition to develop the successor of the mythical Sikorsky UH-60 Blackhawk medium utility helicopter. By January of 2021, Sikorsky and Boeing unveiled a joint proposal, the Defiant X, an agile, highly maneuverable rotorcraft that flies twice as fast as its predecessor. With its state-of-the-art technology, its creators believe the Defiant X will revolutionize how the Army responds to future threats, without sacrificing the traits that turned the Blackhawk into a legend. Since its introduction to the U.S. Armed Forces in 1979, the Sikorsky UH-60 Blackhawk has proven to be a reliable and capable workhorse. Although the adaptable aircraft was consistently updated with new technology over its 40-year-long service, the U.S. Army believes it's time to develop a brand new helicopter. This model would take advantage of the last few decades of aviation research and help the country face its enemies in the future. In 2019, the United States Army initiated the Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft program to develop the successor to the Blackhawk and posted a request for proposal to identify potential manufacturers. The following year, the Army awarded competitive demonstration contracts to Sikorsky, Boeing, and Bell. Sikorsky and Boeing proposed a redesign of their SB-1 Defiant demonstration aircraft, while Bell did the same with its V-280 Valor advanced tiltrotor. The companies would then need to complete conceptual designs and explain how their proposals met the future long-range assault aircraft requirements. By January 2021, Boeing and Sikorsky unveiled their Defiant X pitch. The companies claim that the aircraft will be, quote, the fastest, most maneuverable, and most survivable assault helicopter in history. Combined with the team's unsurpassed experience in mission systems, training, and sustainment, it will revolutionize the way the Army meets threats in 2035 and beyond. Jay Macklin, Sikorsky's Director of Future Vertical Lift Business Development, has stated that the features implemented in the Defiant X are the result of constant data exchange with the Army, and the company believes this collaboration will provide excellence in performance. The Defiant X is a complete weapon system that expands on the handling qualities and transformational capabilities of the SB-1 Defiant, an operational prototype helping inform the U.S. Army's future vertical lift requirements. Along with the pitch, Sikorsky released renderings showing the Defiant X performing demanding battlefield duties, cruising through dangerous forests, and landing troops in combat formation. According to the Defiant X's official website, the aircraft will revolutionize the U.S. Army's air assault capabilities while maintaining the Blackhawk's valuable traits. Heather McBrien, Director of Sales and Marketing for Boeing's Vertical Lift program, told reporters that the Defiant X can fly, quote, in the same type formations as the Blackhawk. While Macklin added, quote, we understand it's the long-range assault aircraft, but at the same time, there's other missions that the Army does that this design has been optimized for and excels at. The Defiant X will incorporate elements of Sikorsky's X-2 experimental high-speed compound helicopter. The X-2 uses two sets of coaxial propellers that stabilize the helo, leaving the tail section free to include a push propeller and give it an additional source of thrust. This state-of-the-art technology allows the helicopter to operate at high speeds while maintaining the handling qualities obtained at lower ones. The feature provides soldiers with unmatched maneuverability in high-threat air defense environments, allowing them to penetrate deep into enemy lines while reducing their exposure to enemy fire. Defiant X is expected to deliver speed and flexibility through tree lines, mountainous ranges, riverbeds, and even urban environments. Although Sikorsky hasn't mentioned the aircraft's expected top speed, the company has announced that it could fly twice the velocity of the Blackhawk, implying a speed of 340 miles per minute at the least. Sikorsky has also announced that the helicopter is intended to have a reduced thermal signature to keep it off enemy infrared sensors and reduce its vulnerability to shoulder-fired infrared-guided missiles. According to Andy Adams, Sikorsky's vice president of the Future Vertical Lift Department, the company is, quote, ready to deliver unparalleled capabilities backed up by proven technologies that will truly transform the Army's mission today, with room to grow and adapt to the missions of tomorrow. Later in 2021, the U.S. Army is expected to call for final submissions on the Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft competition, and a contract award will be given the following year. The Army may field the winning design within the next decade. Sikorsky, a subsidiary of Lockheed Martin, and Boeing have built about 90% of the U.S. Army's current military rotary-wing aircraft, which amounts to over 15 million flight hours, countless missions, and incalculable saved lives. According to the company's official joint statement, quote, Defiant X will leverage an established, low-risk manufacturing capability augmented by a proven digital thread and advanced manufacturing processes in use today on the Blackhawk, Combat Rescue Helicopter, and CH-53K. Sikorsky and Boeing's joint resources and experience in joint air defense operations capabilities make the Defiant X team the best team to deliver a holistic weapons system to the Army.